How's it? All right. So I think a valid nature is making sure that our fingers are doing our soloing exercises on the C at least, and then being able to replicate and move that up with the bar structure. So we're working on almost everything simultaneously, which is great. I like the idea that we can jam at the end and we're working on different things. But for today, let's kind of see how all the notes fit together. And it's not note for memorization. It's just seeing how different patterns are almost all the same everywhere. And it really starts with using our solo patterns with Ionium. So a C major, we've got our fingers on the third. If we did our spider exercises, if we landed on the C, it would make sense that when we're doing our spider exercises that our third finger lands here, that our, not actually right there, on the E, our second finger lands on the E, and then all the way up we're gonna land our first finger on the C for a C major. So with that solo we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. With that we've got open notes, right? C, D is open, G is open, B is open. So with that, the idea is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and then maybe 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, going all the way up. Once you get up, go done. If you could do that with the open notes and do that consistently over and over, when you're not doing it just you choose where you get to put inflections. So you could have see what I'm saying? All out of there. It comes off the front, the framework of choosing your own notes in time using dynamics and inflection. Cool. So that's just with the third finger for the open note. If we go to our second finger and do just on 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5, we use a different finger for each fret. So when we're doing our scales in between these pentatonic structures here for the majors and the minors, we basically stay centralized. If we want to move up the neck, that's when we use our first finger C movement. And remember, just because we're teaching in C doesn't mean this doesn't apply for everything. C sharp. If you're playing a C sharp 9 or a D9, you want to be able to use that scale that goes. So you have the tendency to be able to bend and come down. So, just in C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The first type of scale has 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, using first finger, second finger, pinky, first finger, second finger, pinky, and then moving your first finger up to get the 4, which is the B, and then the 5, which is the resolution to the C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. The second way of doing that's the same way, but you're using the third finger now, your second finger. So we've got 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, and then that goes to 4, 5, and you'll notice that if you're doing one finger, 3 finger, 4 finger, 1 finger, 3 finger, 4 finger, your second finger, middle finger is directly lined up over the B to do that half step increment, which feels great for the fingers. If you do all these together, you'll notice, I haven't done that in a while, you'll notice that the fingers here start to hurt. And then if you could get those at speed and not miss a beat in there, right? By the time you do that maybe like 5, 6, 7 times, this part right here, and then in here will hurt. And if that is happening, that means you're doing it right. So long story short is get those muscles moving on there, and then we'll correlate how the C's here and the B's here, B flats here, E flats here have these octaves, and they work outside of your pentatonics. And being able to use, like, let's say a bebop blues minor over the top of something is invaluable, because we could talk about how you could do a Dorian bebop, which is using, let's say in C, I just start with the second phrasing. Basically using an Ionian C major there, and then using a Dorian, which is just do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. skip the C, start with the D, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And it gives me just an alternate tone to play with. Even though I'm playing in a minor over a major, it works. That's kind of why when you can play with the A major with the A minor pentatonic, have somebody being, and somebody's using that 3 bend, half bend, and a 3 there. Anywho, working on those scales over and over will give us more substance. Then we can move on to the modal structures doing the same thing. The reason why these are important is because when we get the different modes, we will be doing like 1, 3, 5, and then in Lydian, 1, 1, raise, 4, 5, and creating tension out of it. So when you hear a sus chord over the top of it, like a C sus, dominant D, dominant sus chord, you could hear that actual conflicting with that, but it's a beautiful sound when combined with all. But that will make some more fun diminished 7th chords for us. So what we're going to be working on too is looking at all of our different chords and how to implement those into our soloing structures by taking techniques out of music that we like. So the next time we get together, I hope that you have 1 or 2 bands that you would like to kind of see their work and throw together that. If you don't want to work on music like cover like that, just give me some concepts or theories that you would like to see or understand. And if you can't come up with one, I'll just give you exercises which kind of move along that premise. Some of my most favorite music comes back from like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and even that Steve Miller Band and stuff like that. Frank Zappa, yes, Pink Floyd. I think we're on the same page. Being able to use your chord structures and see how a chord like this, it's a very valuable chord to be able to take and move anywhere. Valuable chord maybe like this could be moved anywhere, and it covers the gamut of things, and it sounds great. And I just want to show you all these things. Anyway, keep working on those note structures. I will see you next week, and then we'll talk about the different theory aspects on it, on how we should just start seeing certain fingers correlate. 1, 3, 5, 1 flat 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Hearing your flat third, hearing your raised third, hearing your 7ths, dominant and diminished, being able to use them, and then finding them up the fretboard, like a E minor in a 1, 2 would be E being a minor, 2 being diminished. So we would have a B7 and add our F to have, and then our 3rd degree would be major. 4th degree, we would keep going on. Anyway, I could go on and on. I really enjoyed seeing it. We'll talk about our major and minors and looking for our Aeolian mode, which is our 6th scale mode, which I know you know, but we're going to get into a little bit more depth with that after we discuss just how we can start using Mixolydian, Lydian, and Ionian over major chord structures, and how we can use Dorian, Phrygian, and Aeolian, and sometimes Locrian over the top of minor ones. All right, see you next week. Aloha.